Hi, this is Bill Donner from MedCommons. I'm demonstrating our app for the New York City Big Apps competition. It's an iPhone app with an Amazon-based back end. The back end is extensible. It is controllable by the city. Different things can be plugged in based upon what the city wants to do with it, and provides a nice, convenient interface for users without having to continually go and remodify applications in order to introduce new services. The data that we've mined for this, as a disclaimer, is the food inspection data from the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. Some information appeared in November, which we just saw very recently, that indicates there's some issues with how restaurants are scored and stuff. So we're deliberately holding back on the App Store submission process until this is resolved with the city. We'd like anybody who's interested in this to please contact us at the URL down below, and we will gladly set you up on our ad hoc distribution to run this app on your own iPhone. So please contact us down here at www.medcommons.net/Big Apple Reporter if you actually want to run this on your own phone. Okay, back to the video. The database that we're mining actually produces lists of restaurants that have problems, and we've only done this for Manhattan and the Bronx because of the lack of time. You have about 6,000 places in Manhattan that have had problems. I think they're not all current problems, and some have been resolved, but they're still all in here. So we want to talk to the city about that. Anyway, if you click on one of these things, and if you look at, let's just go to the Acme Bar and Grill or Costa del Restaurant in Manhattan, you can see the problems that they've had that are in your database, the most recent problem. And if you actually see something here in red, it indicates they had rats or vermin or mice, and you get a little symbol next to that to alert you. And if you want to see where this place is, you can click the map button. We'll show that in a bit. What the app does is it connects you to a bunch of different services. Some are offered by the city, some could be offered by others, in an arbitrary way, so that these various different features here, such as reporting unsafe food or reporting a street sign problem, these are all covered in this app in an extensible fashion that the city can use to put together a system of help desks to allow these things to happen. And what we've done is we've actually wired this up so that we have two help desks that are running off of the Amazon cloud, and they're connected to the app so that anything that comes with the food in the food categories goes to this help desk, and anything that comes in the 311 categories comes to this other help desk. And as these complaints and problems and reports are filed by the user of the app, they show up in here. Let me show you how. Let's go and start with our journal. Our journal is basically all of the encounters we've already had, and these are things that we shoved into the phone as we've been walking around the city and such, and now we want to complain. You can either complain right when you take the photos, or you can complain later. Let's complain later. I stored this just earlier on a previous take of this video. Here are a couple of images from someone named Sally. I think this is a food-related situation. You see she can share this with other people. It will send an email directly from the phone if you're running on a real phone, which we're not. So I'm not going to talk too much about it, except there's a feature here. If you want to send an email to somebody with a little extra security, you basically send them an email with half of the key that they need, and you give them the other key, which we're calling a PIN code here, on the telephone or in a separate mail or something or other. Anyway, it's sort of a low-end two-factor authentication. Anyway, you'll see that every time that we take these photos, they get stored on the web, and you can use them and pan through them and all that. It's not bad. They're geocoded so that there we go. Oops, sorry. Let's go. Here we go. They're geocoded, and because we're on the simulator, it looks like every picture we're pulling is from Apple headquarters in Cupertino. That's okay. Now let's get to the heart of it. We really would like to, for example, complain in this case about the food. Sally wants to complain about food, so she picks that off the list of the various services. She's going to submit the report, which is basically going to be her pictures and her extra data, and the report has been now sent into the city help desk. And this will work for anybody who has any number of help desks. And you can see something just popped up on the Google Mail thing. And here's what we just got 0 minutes ago. Here's what the help desk gets. And the help desk can then look in this secure media vault and basically see the images and the other data from Sally. And they can actually go and see via this map where this all happened. And of course it looks like it happened in Cupertino on the simulator. So what we've done here is we've produced a service which allows citizens to basically complain directly, to secure their media assets, and then to contact whatever agencies or help desks or service agencies they want to in order to achieve their goal of improving the quality of life in the city. And then finally, let me show you how the camera and the data entry actually works. It's very simple. Touch anywhere, and with the live camera you can use either the photo album or the real camera. We're going to complain here. Let's complain about graffiti. And this is a shot I took on 95th and Broadway. So I'm going to complain. I'll just use a different name, just to be different. And I will complain about the graffiti, and I'll send it off. And if I want, I can put more pictures in the photo series. In fact, we can put in some neighboring pictures, and we can put in really whatever we like. In this app, we could put in pictures of Hawaii and such, but let's not do that. These are city pictures. So when you're ready, hit save, and it's going to upstream it. If you don't have network connectivity, it'll just save it. You can wait until you're connected again. And this goes into your journal. So here's this thing we just tagged as Jim Donner. And if I go and look at it, it is indeed the two pictures that we just took, or in this case, stole from the simulator. And in this case, I'm going to say that I want to complain about graffiti. Here we go. Let's choose that. Submit the report. Oops. I may be slightly miswired here. It said damaged trees. And something's off by 1, but forgive us. Anyway, here came the report on graffiti at 10:55. So it says this came to the help desk, New York City 311, report building graffiti. And it's got a message here for these guys. And again, they can go look at the data and the photos, and they can see that indeed this graffiti is not at 95th and Broadway, what it would be with a real phone. It's in Cupertino again. And there we are. That's how the help desks work. It's completely arbitrary. So once again, you can add, the city can add any services it wants to this list, can produce the associated HTML and graphics that are necessary to add the service. They can set up whatever email accounts they like and control the routing from the complaint network of iPhones up into these various email addresses. And that is the quick tour of our application. We are happy to make some changes to this, and we certainly want to get the restaurant data into a good